All right, cool. We're here. We are about to clear some confusion. Shout out to everybody here. If you are watching the replay, listen to me very clear. There's a lot of music that's going to get played in today's show. So what does that mean? The original show is going to get taken down and the full show is going to be left on Patreon with music examples. The original show will be re-uploaded to YouTube once all the music is taken out, so YouTube don't strike my channel. But live, if you watching live, if you have the time and the attention span to follow along, you're welcome to follow along. But the replay will only be available on Patreon with music. And once the music is edited, once I take this episode down and edit it, it'll be re-uploaded to YouTube without the music. So to get the full effect, if you ain't watching live, go to patreon.com/DejuanB. With that being said, welcome everybody that's in here live. Welcome. We're going to clear up the confusion. It's a diaspora war going on right now over who created reggaeton. You got the Dominicans, you got the Puerto Ricans saying it's theirs, you got the Dominicans saying, hey, but we the ones that produced it. You got the Jamaicans saying, we the ones that created it. You got the Panamanians. It is a full-on Jamaica Latino diaspora war in the lead up to Bad Bunny's performance at the Super Bowl over who created reggaeton. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to need y'all to buckle in. Today's going to be a pretty long episode. We're going to be going for a couple hours today probably. So I want y'all to buckle in because we are going to show that yes, Jamaica is where reggaeton comes from. Hence the term reggae. So any Latino that's disputing the Jamaican influence on reggaeton, you just can't goddamn read. The first word is literally reggae. But Jamaicans don't get too happy because we are going to show the Black American roots to reggaeton and dancehall. We're going to show the direct lineage from rhythm and blues to reggaeton and dancehall. Since people don't like giving up credit, let's go all the way to the roots of where the credit comes from. And then maybe the people who trying to say that they created hip hop through Cool Herc, let's y'all see how y'all feel with the Puerto Ricans coming to take what y'all created and say it's theirs? Y'all don't like it, do you? So we gonna break it all the way down. And then, but first, before we get to the reggaeton wars, I want to, oh shit. I didn't even hit start on Patreon. My bad, Patreon. Let's see here. Oh shit. It didn't go over to Patreon. I'm supposed to be recording over there. It's not recording. Why are you not recording the Patreon? Stupid thing. I'm over sounding like Roland Martin. Stupid fool. Stupid fool. Why is this not recording the Patreon? Well, either way it goes, it's recording on my computer. So I'm just going to, if it's not recording live to Patreon, yeah, I don't see it on the Patreon page. That's fine because it's being recorded to my computer. So this will be uploaded to Patreon. So again, if you're coming in late, you good while you live. But if you're watching the replay, the upload is gonna be over on Patreon. I'm taking all the music out on YouTube because I ain't trying to get my channel strike. But we will play music live. But before we go there, I noticed there's a channel that I used to watch a little bit more. This channel called The Amazing Flukus. Salute to the people who tagged me in this video. Salute to those who tagged me in this video. Because I'm hearing all kind of talking points I done brought up.
Anything.
So we're gonna break down this short little video from the Flukus and the cultural the confusion is this brother is having. And then we're gonna get into talking about this plays right into why we delineate as foundational Black Americans. So this comes from, and make sure y'all share and all that stuff. This comes from this video. Shabuzi thanked immigrants at the Grammys and left Black Americans out. First off, in this video, what he's doing is he's trying to say that no Black American artist said anything to Shabuzi, which is a lie because Nas said something. But that's, if y'all notice, that's always been a talking point that I've brought up here on the channel. It's going to take the artist to say something. And now I'm starting to hear my talking points over here on channels that disrespect, quote unquote, foundational Black Americans. I hear my talking points other places too, but you ain't gonna take my talking points, and diss us as a group, as a lineage of people. So let's play this part, and then we're gonna let y'all come in, and then we're gonna break down the full-on thing when it comes to Jamaican music. All right.
And upon winning a Grammy, that is this individual's name, Shabuzi.
So let me fast forward.
We all know that's hella disrespectful.
So he broke down basically right here. He played this part from Shabuzi when he gave his when he said something about immigrant roots at the Grammys when it comes to his country Grammy, which plays into what we're gonna talk about later on when it comes to Jamaican and Puerto Rican music. Listen to what's there right here.
For all children of immigrants.
That's
what? Now, we all know that's not true. We all know that's hella disrespectful to Black Americans here. We all know that, all right? Okay? I just hope that we're all on the same page, that what this fool said was hella disrespectful, crazy, insane. And I know due to online people saying, oh, that he puts out an apology.
You want me to kiss your, that's right, apologize.
I know some of y'all be like, oh, that's good that you put out an apology. Here's the thing. I think a little different from many of y'all. It just may be just how my mind is wired. I don't know what to tell you. I just think differently. Now, he put out an apology talking about, you know what, we're all Black people and we all, of course, Black people contributed to the, building the country, but I can't separate the fact that I'm Black and I also have Nigerian immigrants and, whoopie whoopie, yada, 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 yada. Now, listen, that's cool. But one thing I don't like is when your ignorance is loud and on the big speaker and your apology is very, very quiet, just very, very silent, okay? So if you're gonna be out on national television and say some foolishness like that, then you should do a whole national television apology has to be even bigger than the disrespect. That's what you have to understand, okay? So if you go and speak to people, that means you're gonna have to do way more than speaking to people when you apologize.
You want me to kiss your, that's right, apologize.
Thanks. I don't want any apology. I don't want a piece of paper. I don't want a note. I don't want any of that. What I would like is a gesture for you to put some of your money, however much money you want, into a Black school, into a Black.
Did I not say that, y'all? Let's go back to this part. Let me say, here's the part here. What did I talk about on my video about Shabuzi? What did I say should be the apology? I said put money, right? What did I say in my video about Kanye? If Black people should defend Kanye. What did I say on this very channel? If we were to accept Kanye's apology, what did I say? I said apology only comes with money. Now this dude that constantly disrespects quote unquote FBA, they say we have no solutions. We're just online. Now all of a sudden you mimicking my talking points? Hey yo, Lucas, I watched your channel, homeboy, for up until you got disrespectful. I ain't never heard you talk like this. But you do a video about me and then you put it behind a paywall so I can't go back and break it down, and you come back with my talking points. Listen to this shit again.
What I would like is a gesture for you to put some of your money, however much money you want, into a black school, into a black charter school, and put it into the black community, put it into, I don't know, you can put it into a super PAC, whatever you want to do.
Chat room, chat. Person number 5, if y'all heard me say that just last week on a couple different shows. Did I not say that? Now all of a sudden you got a solution?
We're going to need some tangibles, all right? That's what we're going to need with this apology. And it seems that mindset of tangibles has somehow gotten to, well, a pat on the head and acknowledgement. Because I'm starting to see other individuals who are talking about, oh, they just think, FBA.
Did I not say that, chat? 5s. Okay, yeah. This wasn't just last week. And wasn't it just 2 weeks ago that Fivel the Ferret was calling me crazy and saying that people who are quote unquote FBA ain't outside? We ain't got no solutions. We ain't got no solutions, but you can repeat my solution. Is that what time we on right now? Is that what time we on right now? Because not only did I say that's a solution, I created a foundation to make the solution. Why? Because I understand education, the importance of education. And that's why I got my foundation, the Black American Music Family Tree Historical Foundation. And what we're building and who we're partnering with. I got some more information I'm about to release on this website. And y'all can contribute monthly or give a one-time donation if you like. But we got some pretty big education programs opening up around the country. And we do accept donations. Yes. And I proudly say you could donate to my foundation. But I also said what? You could donate to anybody's goddamn foundation. I say any school, anything that's going to deal with and work with the literacy rate and the knowledge of self of Black Americans, specifically foundational Black Americans. But we have no solutions. Now all of a sudden you're mimicking my solutions. And then he played this video where look, he basically called, then right after he gives my solution, he calls ABC News clown vision for honoring the contributions of foundational Black Americans.
Doors in 1887, and Garrett Morgan, who invented the 3-light traffic signal in 1923. And our next guest is working to ensure that foundational Black Americans' contributions are known.
I'm like, who cares? Who cares? Whether it's, I don't know, whether it's Ann Coulter, whether it's...
You see that? The brother FBA gets acknowledged on ABC News, and now he's saying, I don't care who's acknowledging it. You just was saying we just online 2 weeks ago. You said that Nas, no one said anything about Shabuzi, and Nas did. This dude is going on a whole ass rant.
I would like to establish an understanding that grabble doesn't do anything. Because there are people way smarter than me that have already...
This part here.
Girl, if you're looking to me for solutions...
This part here. This is where you know you heard me right here.
Symbols of quality and prestige are very important to the Negro customer.
My solution, because I know mofos always, well, what's your big plan, Lucas? What's your big...
That's him imitating me. Remember, because that's what I said in my reply to him in the video he did about me that he took down. What did I say? I said, if you have an issue with FBA, if you got an issue with the Hidden History Museum, then you put your thoughts into the marketplace of ideas and allow the rest of us to choose. Chat room, do you not remember me saying that just a couple weeks ago in my video directly to this guy? So who else is he talking about? Did I not say in my video to him, if you have an issue with what other people are doing, then you throw your issue, you throw your idea into the marketplace of ideas and allow the consumer to choose. So this right here is a solution.
Because I know mofos always, well, what's your big plan, Lucas? What's your big... Negro, if you looking to me for solutions, you already lost. Damn. Because there have been people
He said, if you look into me for solutions, you've already lost. That's him telling you that he's a dumbass. Who complains about something that they don't at least try to offer solutions to? Do y'all know that the California Reparations Committee called me and I had a meeting with them this past Tuesday to talk about ways that we can approach how black artists have been stolen from in the music industry, and ways we can probably put some laws on the books here in California for these record companies out here and their contracts. And so what did I do this week? On top of my already busy schedule, I called a bunch of musicians that I know that have been screwed over and for suggestions and ways they've been screwed over by the industry, that maybe we can put something together in this legislative season so I could take that back to these lawyers that are putting together different laws to go on the books to be voted on this year in California. Yeah, I had a good long 2-hour meeting with the California Reparations Task Force. But I got to deal with trolls that look like rodents that say they don't have any solutions, but the one solution that they have is some shit that I said last week. And then listen to this, what he says right here about Claude Anderson. Listen to this.
you already lost. Damn. Because there have been people way smarter than me that have written books on the solution, that have written books, whether it's Powernomics, whether it's Isopaper. There are people way smarter than me that have already written.
Well, you said Powernomics is one of the books that you named off. Did you read it, The Amazing Ferret? Because in Dr. Claude Anderson, the author of Powernomics, in books like Black Labor, White Wealth, books like Powernomics, The American History Reader, different books that Dr. Claude Anderson has written, he's always talked about the need for Black Americans to delineate and create its own unique identity, because we are a special people with a special relationship to this country. And Dr. Claude Anderson, the same person he just name dropped, talked about the need for Black Americans to call themselves, and Dr. Claude Anderson's solution was Native Black American. We need to rename ourselves into Native Black American. Delineate, because of what happened with the Freedmen's Bank, because of what happened with Jim Crow, because of what happened to slavery. Dr. Claude Anderson he was the person that put that idea out into the consciousness. Tariq Nasheed openly admits this. He openly talks about getting the idea from Dr. Claude Anderson. Openly. Unlike you, Lucas, Tariq didn't hide who he got the game from. He showed everybody. And those of us like me who've been paying attention to Dr. Claude Anderson since the 90s, when Tariq came out with his idea, and Yvette Carnell came out with her idea, and Norris Shelton came out with his idea, it all made sense because it all reminded people like me of what Dr. Claude Anderson told us to do in the book you're name dropping, nigga. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Did Dr. Claude Anderson not say that the first move we must make is to recognize our unique identity in the United States? Because the people of color thing, minority thing, all that has been used against us as black people. Going back to the Moynihan report. Now I see why he keeps saying the same jokes over it. Like he's going to anybody who has an IQ above room temperature. Every episode, that's gonna be the funny. Like, dude, like you said that 365 days a year, 3 videos a day. How many times you gonna use the above room temperature punchline? And oh, that fake ass Jim Carrey accent. We see through it. We see through it. Just be original. And don't attack the people you steal from. Just you go your way, I go my way. But don't tag me in videos, take the video down, and then in the next video that I do about Kanye West, just a couple days after roasting your ferret fiver looking ass, my solution is, okay, if you want forgiveness from the black community, you got to put money up. That's the direction we got to go. Now all of a sudden you saying it? We see you. And no, I don't really watch your videos like that no more. I used to. But a lot of people that subscribe to my channel, they still watch you, as y'all should. I encourage y'all to watch. It's enough out there for everybody. His channel is 15,000 times bigger than mine. I encourage y'all to keep watching. But keep reporting back to me too. Thank you for those who reported, who showed me about this. Because somebody was like, DeJuan, didn't you say this? I was like, what this nigga talking about? Oh, okay. Looks like Dale from Chippendale's Rescue Rangers has been watching my videos. Well, since you've been watching, keep watching. Because now we are about to get into the Black American roots of reggae and these reggaeton wars. All right. This here is what got me started. That's right, Boris Shot. Y'all like, y'all good? Nah, yeah. So let's break this down. Let's break this down. Let's break this all the way down. And why the fuck is this thing so off-centered? There we go. So this is all born out of what I saw in the trending topics today. Reggaeton roots sparked debate before Bad Bunny Super Bowl. The discussion highlights reggaeton's journey from Panama's reggae in Espanol in the 80s, pioneered by artists like El General, to Puerto Rican underground artist scene in the 90s where DJ Playero shaped into the Praiero sound with stars like Daddy Yankee, Dominican producers such as Looney Tunes fueled global hits like Gasolina, while talents like half Dominican, Taney added modern flair. Though fans debate claims, Puerto Ricans pointing to Carolina's role, others crediting Panama, the genre stands as a collaborative Latino success set to sign on Bad Bunny performance at Levi Stadium. Y'all see how they just completely wiped out Jamaica's roots in reggaeton? I got a loss, got to pull up. Here we go. So I'm gonna get back to that one right here, because that's another one. Let me get back to here. Okay. So Jamaicans, Black Americans. What did I say? I said this 2 years ago. The reason why we must take our claims to our music. Boris Shock, those of you who've been around for 2 years at least, y'all know exactly what I'm about to say. I said the reason why we gotta lay claim to our stuff is because you're gonna have Jamaicans fighting, like the Jamaicans and the Latinos, they getting along right now when it comes to their claim on hip hop. When it comes to Fat Joe and Busta Rhymes, they have a silent compliance going on. But if by some weird imaginary thing they were able to wrestle hip hop away from Black Americans and say it was Jamaicans, the next thing that happened is the Puerto Ricans will fight over it. They would Charlie Chase and replace Kool Herc. They'll take it from the Jamaicans. And then once they take it from the Jamaicans, white America will replace Charlie Chase with Vanilla Ice and the Beastie Boys and Eminem. And in 50 years, all this shit gonna be white. That's what this whole fight is about. Not even 50, 20, 25 years. It's gonna be white. And the way it's gonna get white is by first giving credit to Jamaicans who don't deserve any. And then from there, the white supremacists will give preference to the Latino. And then once the Latino gets credit, they not gonna fight white. They don't fight white people. The whole point is to put it in the hands of groups that don't fight white folks, white society. Put it in the hands of the groups that don't fight back to white society. The groups that want to be white. So the genre can be white in 25 years. That's the game. And it's happening right now with reggaeton. In one paragraph, they wiped Jamaica out of the roots of reggaeton music while still calling it reggae. They didn't even change the goddamn. They didn't even change the goddamn word of the genre. They didn't call it El Pollo tone or nothing like that. What are you? They didn't call it Papusa tone. They didn't call the shit burrito tone or plantain tone. These motherfuckers said, "No, we're gonna keep reggae on it, but tell you we created it." Look at this. I'm Dominican, but I give credit to Puerto Ricans. Bro, you can't say I'm a Black Dominican, then turn around. Look at this. Nobody's acknowledging Jamaica. And you see what else? You don't even really see Jamaicans up in here. One person said it. But where's Busta Rhymes? This is where you needed Busta Rhymes. What's the other boy name? What's that boy name? Pete Rock? Pete Rock, you need it right now. Your country's music's under attack, Pete Rock. Where you at, Pete Rock? Where are the Jamaicans? I don't see no yellow and green, nothing. Jamaicans. It's only this one post acknowledging Jamaican roots. And even she said it's from Carolina. Because Looney Tunes were in Carolina when they were putting this shit together. The common denominator is the United States of America. So what we're going to do is we're going to break down the history. And to those of you who follow me on Patreon, I'm going to put, for those of you who follow me on Patreon, I'm going to put a playlist up on Patreon of the music that we're going to be playing today. We're going to get this video, and then this playlist is also going to go up so you can see the real roots of reggaeton, dancehall, and reggae. Let's start off by saying that reggaeton is rooted, just like dancehall and just like reggae, is rooted in Black American music. It's rooted in Black American instrumentation, not African instruments, not native Puerto Rican instruments, not native Jamaican instruments, not native Colombian, Panamanian, Costa Rican, Dominican. None of those countries' native instruments comprise of the instruments used to put together reggaeton. None of Jamaica's native instruments don't play a part in dancehall, because reggaeton comes out of dancehall. Dancehall comes out of funk and disco. And in none of these sounds do they use the native sounds of their island. Y'all ready for me to prove my point? Let's go. This is native Puerto Rican music.
Ay, de felicidad. La carga, mi Dios querido.
That's Puerto Rican folk. This is some Taino music right here. Next. That's native Puerto Rican music. This is all before American influence. This is how their music sounds before American influence. This is Jamaican Minto. That's Jamaican Minto right there. This is Jamaican Minto. You hear that? That's native Jamaican music. This is native Puerto Rican music. That's Taino music right there. This is Memphis Puerto Rican music right here.
La mujer hawaiana, indiana.
You hear that? You hear that? From Nate. Here we go. This is native Puerto Rican music. Native Minto, Jamaican. Very close, similar characteristics. This is native Black American music. That's Jackie Wilson. Native Minto. Native Black. You hear that drum set? The Black American bandstand starts, the modern bandstand that's using pop music across the world started with Ray Charles. We had the acoustic bass before, but the first first one was, when it comes to the first time using all electric instruments, that was Ray Charles. You hear it? So now we've established what native music from Puerto Rico sounds like, what native music from Jamaica sounds like, and what native music from America sounds like. Any questions, chat room? Oh, I welcome the trolls. I welcome the trolls. Look, hey, trolls, if you mad now, just wait a minute. You about to get real mad now. You about to get real mad. Hey, if you a troll, if you stay around, you about to get real mad. Because I haven't even started yet. I haven't even gotten to the playlist that I just put together for my Patreon subscribers. For you guys to go ahead, I have a listening playlist. But y'all ready? We're about to show you the lineage from Black American music to ska rock steady, to reggae, to dancehall, to reggaeton. Y'all ready? Let's go. I gotta answer this super chat. Nada 8697. I appreciate the super chat. It all starts for them when they were coming over to America to work the sugar fields in Florida, and to work some of the plantations in Louisiana. When Jamaicans were brought over here to work those fields, they heard this. This is Caledonia.
Long, lean, and lank, and ain't had nothing to eat, but she's my baby.
This is also where they get toasting from, Louis Jordan.
Walking with my baby, she got great big feet. She long, lean, and lank, and ain't had nothing to eat,
And he
but
raps.
she's my baby, and I love her just the same. Crazy about that woman, cause Caledonia is her name.
Here's also the first breakbeat right here.
Caledonia! Caledonia! What make your big head so hard? Mom, I love you. Love you.
Oh, did y'all not hear one of the early breakbeats in music history right there? Did y'all just not hear Louis Jordan toasting? When Jamaicans say they got toasting, that's where the toasting comes from. The toasting comes from Louis Jordan. Louis Jordan used to toast in his music. He got toasting from Fats Waller, who came before him. Fats Waller had a song called "Woman, Your Feet's Too Big." Louis Jordan sang, he rapped, and he cracked jokes, or he toasted. There is the roots of your Jamaican toasting culture. Also, songs like this from Fats Domino. Fats Domino. And again, if you're watching later, all these music examples are taken out. So you people watching the replay, y'all don't hear music. If you want to hear the music, you guys to go subscribe to my Patreon. I would leave it up here on YouTube, but YouTube does not allow me to leave music up. Rocky, come here. So, let me prove my point. Can I prove my point, y'all? Will y'all let me prove my point? I've talked about this last week. Wait.
We start imitating the rhythm and blues songs like say Smiley Lewis or Professor Longyear or Louis Jordan, and you know those kind of beat.
What did he just say? This is one of your early. This is the early forefather. He's talking about in this video. He's talking about the early days of Jamaican rocksteady music. Who did he say he imitated? Louis Jordan.
We start imitating the rhythm and blues songs like say Smiley Lewis or Professor Longyear or Louis Jordan, and you know those kind of beat. We try to imitate it. It didn't turn out that way, so we decided to keep this as our own type. That's how that can come in.
Styling like those was really rhythm and blues. What we did to this rhythm and blues is like you'd be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But this kind of we change it to 1, 2, 3. And then it's more.
I want y'all to remember this part. I'm going to play it back again because when we get to reggaeton and dancehall, you're going to see the same flip. Black American music flipped in Jamaica is just a change in the emphasis on the downbeat, from the downbeat to the upbeat. Where we play on the downbeat, they play on the upbeat. But it's the same chord, same melody, same strong structure, using Black American instruments. The modern hollow body guitar that's invented by a black man in 1885. I'm drawing a blank to his name right now, but he's the one that got the original patent on it. And it was then copied by Gibson. The drum set, Black American. The bass, Black American. Did Black Americans invent the electric keyboard? No. But we are the ones that created the patterns and the sounds as to how the keyboard is going to get played through Ray Charles, through Herbie Hancock. These are your early days of Rhodes, the people who use the Rhodes. Ray Charles, Herbie, they're the ones that really laid the foundation of how that thing will be played. And then we get into the 70s synthesizers, Stevie Wonder, Bernie Worrell from Parliament Funkadelic, Junie Morrison from the Ohio Players and Parliament Funkadelic. Okay? But listen to this part right here where he's talking about the emphasis on the beat. This is where they flip our music. Since people don't want to give us credit, Black Americans, we got to give ourselves credit and thank Derek Morgan, Ernest Ranglin, Prince Buster, and the original class of Jamaican musicians who told the truth. We honor them. We're not here to crap on them. We're not here to say a bad word about them. We're not even here to criticize them for flipping what we did. I like the way Mr. Ranglin flipped it and created something different. I appreciate it. And I appreciate him for telling the truth. And I appreciate all Jamaicans, all Puerto Ricans, all Dominicans, all Cubans, all anybody who tells the truth about where you got the game from.
And then it's more 2, 4, 2, 4 instead of 1.
2, 4.
Last
Contrast that to Fats Domino. Or Caledonia. Or Faye Adams.
Just don't ever be ashamed.
Also Blueberry Hill. I found my thrill. You want to talk about some early Sky Rock Steady? I'm putting this all on a playlist, and I'm putting this playlist up on Spotify when I'm done. Not Spotify, on Patreon. You hear that? That was the sound at the time. Now, when they flipped it, see the difference between me and these Pete Rock styles? They're going to say it's Jamaican, trust me. I'm going to say it's American, and I can prove it. That's the difference between me and Pete Rock. That's the difference between me and KRS-One. That's the difference between me and Busta Rhymes. They're going to say, Buddy, it's Jamaican. Buddy, prove it. I don't have to prove it. Just trust me. Buddy, just trust me. I don't want y'all to trust shit that I'm saying. I want you to open up Spotify and prove me right. Nigga.
What we did to this rhythm and blues is like you'd be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But this kind of we change it to 1, 2, 3. And then
I want y'all to keep that in mind. I want y'all to keep that in mind. Because that change in beat is going to play out all through this whole broadcast that we have going today, all right? That change in beat is going to play out all through this broadcast. Okay? So, that's the Sky Rock Steady days. Now, let's keep going. These are the easy early days of Sky. You hear that? The emphasis on the upbeat, not the downbeat. The emphasis on the up note. Listen to this intro. This intro is a direct copy of Shop Around by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. This is 5446. The Night Train. That just popped in my mind. I don't even have that song queued up.
All aboard for Night Train.
No, not that version. It's another version of Night Train. Let's go to Shop Around by Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. Shop Around. Intro. This is Toots and Maytals. 5446 was my number. Man. And then that evolves into Bob Marley and the Wailers. Get upset. And those of you who've been listening to me for a long time, y'all have heard this. Y'all have heard me use this. That is a copy of War, slipping into darkness. See where he got it from?
I heard my mother say, soon you're gonna pay.
That goes back to the intro of the songs I played earlier. 5446 was my number. Heard that? Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Just a different emphasis on the backbeat. Same chords and everything. If you watching later, you missed all the music breakdown because I'm taking all this shit out. So I'm on YouTube. That's why y'all not getting any commercials right now. I don't have it monetized. If I had the stream monetized right now, it would be getting taken down. But I don't have it monetized because I want y'all to be able to hear what I'm saying. I want y'all to be able to hear what I'm saying. I'm not deceiving y'all like Pete Rock. I'm giving you education. This is an educational show. Giving you music education. Why am I giving you music education? Because the people perish because of a lack of knowledge. And lack of knowledge starting a lack of knowledge of self. There's been a strong fight in America to keep black people deaf, dumb, and blind. To keep us in place. To keep us ignorant as to who we are. And when a people is ignorant as to who they are, they accept less than optimal social conditions because they blame themselves. That's why you have so many black people blaming ourselves for what's going on in the hood. You don't understand that there's a strong force keeping you away from who you are so that you don't step into your greatness. And these other cultures that try to write us out of our history, they're active participants in that process, and they must be treated with hostility. Anybody that's a Pete Rock or a KRS-One that's trying to write us out of our history, they must be addressed with the same vigor that we address the people that say Elvis was a king of rock. And for all you people that be like, oh, FBA don't say, they only talk about immigrants. No. Because of FBA, we reclaimed rock and roll from Elvis Presley. Because of FBA, we reclaimed jazz from Boney James and Kenny G. Because of FBA, we reclaimed country music from Jimmy Rogers. Because of FBA, we reclaimed rock and roll from the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. We've been fighting you punks. We just didn't think we'd have to fight people who look like us. I want to make that very clear. We've always fought for our music rights and our music history. I'm watching documentaries with Robert Glasper in it from 2001 with him talking about jazz as black, from Wynton Marsalis in the 80s, with Max Roach in the 60s, Dizzy Gillespie in the 50s. I'm a documentary fiend. We've always stood for our music, and anybody who tries to step on it. We cool with Puerto Ricans. We cool with Jamaicans. But leave us the fuck alone. Don't think you're going to come over here and write us out of our history. If the white supremacists couldn't write us out of our history, what the fuck you think you going to do? Nigga. Think about this, black folks. If the white supremacists couldn't write us out of our history of our music, what the fuck is a Jamaican think he gonna do with a Cool Herc story? Huh? Leave us the fuck alone. Or leave our music alone and pick up a Mento box and some steel drums and some fucking cowbells and have at it. But as long as you're gonna use a bass guitar, a drum set, a lead guitar, and a keyboard, or the derivatives of those 4 instruments that are played now through Fruity Loops and all kind of online programs, if you're going to use our stock instruments or derivative thereof, you're going to include us in the history. Or you can use the instruments that your ancestors used before they intersected with our ancestors. Which one do you want? Do you want to give up? Because your forefathers were honest. Your forefathers told the truth. So who's lying? Your forefathers who brought you the music, or us, or you? Let's keep going. This is how you create solutions, Amazing Lucas. Through education. Not through cliche jokes. If you got an IQ above room temperature. Yeah, teach us something, nigga. All right, let's keep going. As we start to get into dancehall, these are the early days of dancehall right here.
Under 17, now you're over 16. Under 17, now you're over 16. I beg you, rock and come.
Bass guitar, drum set. The Black American setup. Again, let's go back, class. This is Jamaican music before the drum set and bass guitar. That's Minto music. Okay?
Hello.
That's their music. This is a refresher before our Black American instruments came their way.
Because I want general in the
That's how their music flipped when they got Black American instruments. And then this song right here really brought dancehall into form. Sister Nancy, who was stolen from. Upbeat strum, the Jamaican signature, the upbeat on the guitar. One and the 3. We're 2 and the 4. Now we're starting to get into Jamaican dancehall.
Now this one dedicated to the girl with the angel face and the devil heart. You know, so ragamuffin check.
This here is where the reggaeton beat starts to come in. Songs like this. Going back to the, what do we say is the Jamaican signature? Let's go back. Let's go back to the Jamaican signature in their music. How do they flip our music into theirs? Let's go back. Emphasis on the upbeat. Let's go back and listen. This is how ska started. Here's the lineage from ska to rocksteady to reggae to dancehall to reggaeton. It's the same principle of flip from the downbeat to the upbeat. Listen.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That right there is how we played it. Going back, that's how we played our blues. Our jump blues, our early rock and roll. What he's doing is imitating Fats Domino. Louis Jordan. Downbeat, down. And what do? They go up.
But this kind of we change it to 1, 2, 3, and then it's more 2, 4.
Again, that's Ernest Ranglin talking about the different. That's the father of Jamaican guitar, of reggae, rock, ska, rocksteady. That's the father of guitar. Because mind you, they're using an American guitar, not a Jamaican guitar. Guitars are around the planet. I don't hear nobody saying, "Well, the guitar starts here." Almost every part of the world that has music has a form of a guitar, whether it be the sitar in India, or the lute the lute is what the Moors used through Spain. The lute, the guitarron in Mexico, and the hollow body big boy here in America, and the electric. This is an American guitar that he's using. Okay? But you heard the emphasis on the beat. Now you hear that same lineage going through dancehall. Here's the American version, the Jamaican version.
Generally not the
Wait, sorry. And it's Shabba Ranks, Dembo. Jamaica went through its own. That song by Shabba is 1990. Jamaica, when they started taking our ska, was in the late 50s. So this is about a 30-year progress from those early days of ska and rocksteady to dancehall. And dancehall is what gave us this beat.
Dembo.
Emphasis on the upbeat. So all Jamaican principles. The only thing the Puerto Ricans did, the Dominicans did, was take everything that the Jamaicans gave them and start speaking in Spanish. It's just Spanish dancehall. That's what reggaeton is. It's Spanish speaking dancehall. Dancehall is patois, rhythm and blues, nigga. Facts. But it's all rooted in the rhythm and blues, with instruments created in the United States of America over the last 130 years. Yes, that recent. The drum set don't come from Africa. The drum set was created after slavery. We didn't bring no goddamn snare drums. Do they have goddamn rattlesnakes in Africa? So how in the hell can an African create a snare drum if they ain't got no goddamn rattlesnakes? The snare comes from the snares of a rattle. Music is a sonic interpretation of your immediate environment. The snare drums come from the United States, the one that we use. There was a version in Europe, but not with the snares. The snares came from the landmass with the rattlesnakes. Again, this will be left up on Patreon. If you're watching here on YouTube, this will be taken down because I play way too much music. So a generic version will be left up on YouTube. It'll be reposted probably tomorrow or Monday, whenever I have time to edit all. If I have enough time to edit it out tonight, I will. If I have time. But the full version will be up on Patreon after we're done. So, Crass, are you following me? Are you following me? And for those of you in my music university, I have to skip out tomorrow because tomorrow, Super Bowl Sunday, y'all, people got shit to do. I'm not even going to try it. We're going to start back Music University next Sunday. Class number 7, we're going to be dealing with 90s R&B. Class number 7, part 2, was going to be class number 8 now. Class number 8 is going to be the following Sunday, 90s rhythm and blues. Go to Patreon Music University tier. If you like these in-depth music breakdowns, I have whole classes that go way deeper on Patreon. I'm just giving y'all about a 1/4% of what I do here on YouTube. This is about 1/4% of how deep I can get when it comes to the music. So if you enjoy it, go ahead and join the Patreon. We get much deeper over there. No pause. Because if you think something gay, then that's how you think. But this song right here, this is a song that came out of Jamaica that is in lawsuits right now. The reggaeton beat, according to what's filed in lawsuit, comes from this song right here by Fish Market. It's called Fish Market by Steely and Clevie. That's the beat that reggaeton continues to use. Here's an example through Daddy Yankee. Imitate that same beat that was created in Jamaica on Black American instruments. Oh, you think I'm lying? Y'all think I'm lying? Look at this lawsuit right here. This article just dropped yesterday, but this lawsuit's been going on for a long time. This is just from yesterday. I haven't even read it. I've been following this for about a year now, but even a new article just came out in Complex. Copyright lawsuit targeting reggaeton could change the genre forever. A decades-old Jamaican beat is at the center of a massive copyright fight that could rewrite how Bad Bunny, Daddy Yankee, and more make reggaeton hits. Look at this. A case was filed by a representative of Jamaican production duo Steely and Clevie, who argued that a defining rhythm structure used throughout reggaeton originates in their late 80s recordings. This is a late 80s recording. This is the beat in question. This is the beat. And as you see, they're saying, according to the lawsuit, the blueprint that has been replicated more than 100 songs without authorization. Named defendants include major figures from Latin pop and urban music such as Bad Bunny, Daddy Yankee, Louis Fonsi, and Pitbull. The artists are collectively represented by legal teams who argue that the lawsuit seeks to claim ownership of basic musical ingredients rather than specific protectable work. Reggaeton took shape in the 90s as Puerto Rican producers blended Jamaican dancehall rhythms with Spanish language rap. Did I not just say that? Y'all want to listen to me? Listen to the white folks say it. Listen to them. Let them say it. I didn't even read this shit. Y'all want to hear me? Y'all want to hear me? Let the white folks say it. Oh, Rocky, you want to get out? Hold on, let me let Rocky out. Rocky said I'm too loud, y'all. Rocky said I'm too loud. Rocky want to leave and he want to go in the other room and chill. He said I'm too loud. I'm too loud, Rocky? I'm too loud, little nigga? All right. Y'all want to listen to me. Let the white folks say it. Let them say it. Let them say it. Let them say it. Let them say it. Why you got these fools arguing on Twitter about the roots of reggaeton, let the white folks tell you. So, while they're arguing over who created reggae, I just took you back 60 years. 70 years. To show you where reggae got it from, nigga. Who else on YouTube is this thorough with their music? Y'all be listening. Y'all know y'all don't come over here regularly. I got my handful of regulars. I salute to my handful of regulars. Salute to y'all. Rest of y'all go and watch these motherfuckers lie to y'all and blow smoke up y'all asses all day. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. While the bigger channels bite off what I say and try to remake what I say into their own words. Problem. Y'all ain't smart enough. I don't want to say smart enough because some of y'all are smart. But for all you niggas that try to bite off what I say, I'm 40 years ahead of all y'all when it comes to this shit. I started damn near 40 years. I'm only 44. I started paying attention to these documentaries with my dad when I was 5. My dad used to pull out them Motown documentaries. Back when I was a kid, me and my dad used to watch documentaries on reggae music, on dancehall, on classical, on Bach, on Barry White, back when I was 8. So you're not gonna be able to fucking imitate me, all right? You don't have the depth of knowledge. And you don't have 20 years on the drums in church. You don't have the depth of knowledge. So you might as well give me credit. Stop acting like I don't exist, people. Nigga be trying to, I be seeing some of my shit like you saw earlier with the Lucas dude. I be seeing what I say all over the goddamn internet. Channel niggas be having 2 million subscribers. Can't show love to a nigga with 40,000. You insecure dickheads. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up the phone call. Anybody want to call in? 323-705-5150, extension 800. 323-705-5150, extension 800. This replay will be up on Patreon with all the music. The music will be taken out on YouTube. The music will be taken. So if you're watching later on and you heard, and I know you're going to say this was a great broadcast, but you got to hear the music for it to make sense. And again, this is with love and respect to the Jamaicans, the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, with respect for Black American culture and respect to acknowledge us. But we watching a whole fight go on right now with people, and y'all notice they were trying to talk about Bad Bunny and him being hip hop. No. That's just another influence of Black American music. That's just Spanish rap with Black American backbeat. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
What's going on, D, man? This is Town Business, man. Choice. I don't know.
Town Business. What's your mind, brother?
What's going on, man? Just enjoying it as usual. I'm a Patreon, but I don't be up on your music university, and I really want to do it. So is there a way that I can catch up in your classes?
Oh, yeah. For the music university, not only in the class that I have now, I have a long series on the history of jazz. I have like 2 or 3 other classes, like long courses that are up right now. I have a 100 Years of Black American Music course. I have a children's course. It just, instead of doing all them one-off courses, I just made it for a lower fee on Patreon. You can go back and watch all those, and we just continue putting them out. So if you join the music university level, you'll see the archives of where we are right now. Right. And we got like 5 more classes on the history of R&B. And then when we're done with the history of R&B, we're going to jump into the history of jazz. And then when we're done with the history of jazz, We're gonna jump into the history of the blues and country, and we just gonna keep it going. But that's where I really get to play the music.
Man, that's what's up. Hey, make sure you make it easy for your listeners and supporters to have this ammo. By putting it in short film. How you be breaking things down like this. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to hit up all our Jamaicans and Africans. You know what I'm saying? The Caribbeans and Puerto Ricans, and let them know that we got a culture. You guys haven't noticed it so much because you've been swimming in it. Because the fish don't recognize the water. You know what I'm saying? But it's been our water y'all been swimming in.
Yeah, and
they don't understand that. Like,
and I hear what you're saying, and I do have some, I do clips, but I also encourage people to listen to me in long form, because what happens is when you only hear clips, you say it the wrong way.
Right.
People say it and they mess it up, because when I teach long form, I teach a context, and I give rebuttals.
Right.
If you notice in my long form comment, I address rebuttals before they can say it. So if you listen to my long form content, it'll make sense when you're explaining it. If you're explaining a concept that you only heard in a 30-second clip, that'll get debunked by one question, and I don't want to put you in that situation. I want you to be thorough,
right,
and have grounding. So if people ask questions, you can go boom, 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 boom.
Right.
If you just get into 30-second clips, you're not gonna have that.
Yeah. Hey, but they got like pioneers, like you just showed, quoting. Man, we were trying to do R&B, man, and just couldn't get it right, and just kept it the way it is.
Yeah. Real talk, brother.
That's a bar. That's a bar right there from a pioneer. Like, look, we was trying, man, but we was like, forget it, man. Just keep it like that.
Right. And I got more videos too. I got some of this. I got more clips of them talking. That's just what I play here on YouTube.
Right.
I got a hell of a lot more.
Right.
I watch documentaries all the damn time. I got them all screen recorded in my phone. I email clips to myself. I got all kind of shit in the archives I ain't laid on y'all yet.
When you got primary sources, man, you got a primary source. There's nothing else after that.
Real
know
talk.
what I'm saying? So that's beautiful right there. And then one more thing. King Simon from the conscious community, and before the conscious community, he was involved with a lot of other things, but he's a brother out there in New York. He also does the cars, the readings, and he was like a real big Jamaican dance hall DJ in the early 80s. Okay? So you and him are very sync in your commentary, and he's a very laid back New Yorker. You know what I mean? He's not one of them loud.
I don't know if you noticed, but last week when I was talking about this, King Simon called in. That's my guy. King.
Oh man,
yeah,
see,
he
okay.
called in.
So
King, when I was talking about this topic a couple days ago, go back and watch it. That's why the long form content is so important. King Simon called in and he talked about Jamaicans getting it from the Americans. He's very open. King Simon is extremely honest. That's why you'll never hear me talk bad about all immigrants, all Jamaicans, or all Puerto Ricans, because you got a whole bunch out there like King Simon who's secure within his own culture enough to give up credit and still be completely in his Jamaican culture. So big love to King Simon. King Simon is a friend to the show.
That's what all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? We got to big up the real migrants that come here and to support American culture. You know what I'm saying? Not drag it down to the bottom, man. And King Simon is definitely one of them who's helped grow positivity. You know what I'm saying? When he moved out here and his family, and I've been watching, the things that he do. You know what I mean? So ain't no tetherism going on with good Jamaicans like King Simon.
Yeah,
not
with King Simon, no.
That's all I want.
He ain't no tether.
Yeah, man. He's good people. Right.
And I defend King Simon. Even when we disagree on certain things, it don't come from a tethered point of view.
Right. So I hope all Jamaicans hear that part of this segment, that we respect real good migrants who come here and contribute positivity. And that's all I got to say. All
right, man. You have a good one, brother.
You too. Peace.
I see some people in the chat disagree. You can feel free. If you disagree with me, you can feel free to call in. I will clarify anything that you may have. Maybe I didn't say something clearly. Maybe I misspoke. Maybe I wasn't concise. Call in. Let me know. Oh, King Simon, most definitely. King Simon is a numerologist. I love King Simon. Great with numerology. He's great with the Jamaican music history, and he's honest. So King Simon is an absolute example of a brother from the islands that we love and welcome here in America. And he makes America better. People like King Simon. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is MDT from Richmond, California. What's up with the 1B?
MDT, I appreciate it. And I appreciate the super chat now to 8697. Appreciate the super chat again. But go ahead, brother. What's on your mind?
Man, I was, I think as and I'm talking to the young, us young Black Americans, we have to start gatekeeping our stuff, because like gatekeeping our culture, and I'm glad you're doing it too. And it's like we had to, like Gen Z, we had to start gatekeeping, because I seen on TikTok, it just pissed me off. They were saying like Jamaicans started funk and all that. It was pissing me off. I said, what? And it had me boiling. So that's why I was just saying, like, Black Americans, we have to start letting them know and gatekeep our culture. For real.
That's real talk.
So,
and Jamaicans got to gatekeep their cultures, because you see Puerto Ricans
They
through
do.
Bad Bunny
They do.
trying to take their shit from them right in their face.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Thanks for giving us a call, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jamaicans, y'all need to gatekeep y'all culture. Reggaeton is yours. Bad Bunny owes Jamaica. Reggaeton ain't even creative enough to come up with a different drum pattern. I mean, all y'all take that one, like, goddamn. Like, I get it. The normal Black American drum pattern is the 2/4 backbeat, but we got plenty of variation within it. Like, damn. Everything they play is do 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 do. Black people got shit like this. You see how that's what we do with our music. We change it up. They stick to every goddamn song. Do, 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 do. Every song. Do, 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 do. Black folks, we switch the shit up. We'll do some shit like this. See how you gotta change it up? It ain't the same kick beat twice, nigga. It ain't gonna hit the you ain't gonna hit the kick the twice. Then we'll change it all the way up and be like, you know what? I'm gonna get right to you, caller. And then
I'm here.
And then what we'll do is we'll change it all the way up and be like, you know what? I'm gonna take the eighth notes off the hi-hat and I'm gonna put the eighth notes on the kick. And then come with some shit like this.
I'd rather be with you. Yeah.
See how we change it up? They still stuck on. We different. And there's nothing wrong with that. But acknowledge it. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Word is Bond. I'm calling from out of New York, Harlem.
Harlem, New York. What's on your mind, my brother?
Yeah. Now, I kind of just tapped in, and I was having this conversation with my guys and all that about I forgot this dude name. I'm not even trying to be funny. I was going to say Daddy Yankee, but I forget the
That's probably him.
name.
He's a popular one, but they're all the same. Go ahead.
Yeah, but we was talking about him, and I was first I got a few things, but this is one of the things I want to attack. We was talking about him, and we were just saying like how is somebody like him going to perform for the Super Bowl when he's not speaking English? And we were saying like at least with Black America, the ones that at least like I would say like like back in the day like that grew up that listened to reggae, at least like we like listen to reggae, we could like and what like tolerate the music and like understand the lyrics, you know what I'm saying? We could get into the groove. But for him to perform this and like reggaeton is like we can't understand it, period. So I just want to answer that. I want you to answer that. Like, why are they having this at American Super Bowl?
Hey, America likes the immigrants are under a lot of heat right now. So the liberals are regular. Rock Nation is Live Nation. Live Nation and the entertainment industry is very, very, very tied to the Democratic Party. They fuck with both parties, but the Democrat uses the entertainment industry. That's why Jay-Z is Obama. All that's Rock Nation stuff, and Rock Nation is Live Nation, and so they're trying to ingratiate. They're trying to be the opposition to Trump, the opposition, and it's also balanced. Like last year when it came to Kendrick was a completely American Super Bowl. That's why all the red, white, and blue and all that stuff was happening. It was very old school Americana.
Yeah.
This right here is to show the people who are new to America, hey, we like y'all too. Problem is, it's gonna piss off way more established Americans, and it's gonna piss off a lot of Americans of Latin descent that are established Americans because they don't want to hear that shit either. Most of the Mexicans I know like Smokey Robinson way more than they like some that damn Bad Bunny. So
Right.
it's the liberals trying to show their support. How it works out, we'll see.
We'll see. I don't think it's going to work out. But and another thing, I want to talk about old back in the day salsa that I used to hear that I liked it, and it had like a R&B. Even though I couldn't understand it, I had like a R&B like soul to it, and you could hear like the Spanish OG
That's because
like
salsa
kicking his
is,
Casanova game.
that's because salsa nova is born out of big band and bebop, just like a lot of rhythm and blues is. They both are rooted
Okay,
in big band sound. The original salsa band was Machito and his Afro Cubans, and 80% of the original band comes out of Chick Webb's swing band. When Chick Webb died in 1937, Machito came over in 1938, 39, and formed that group with Mario Bauza, who was in Chick Webb's band, who brought all those Black American musicians into Machito and the Afro Cubans, and out of that you get the original salsa sound.
All right, because I was wondering like what happened to that? Like why the Daddy Yankees and I forget the one that's performing at the Super Bowl. Like, why they don't carry that tradition? Like, on some real. When I was younger, I used to hear that, and even like a lot of other black used to hear that. Used to be like, you know, what I mean, we used to like make fun, joke like with the salsa dance, but that music was fire. You could really hear like the soul. And I want to know like why they don't carry that. Like, why they trying to like jump on our wave? Like, back in the day, it was fire because I remember James Brown putting them on and all that.
The reason is because all of it has been on our wave. Like every generation finds something in Black American that they like. They all are watching our homework. That's what you got to realize. They're not watching each other because if they're watching each other, they wouldn't even use these instruments that we use. They have instruments that are native to their homeland. Anytime you see them incorporating our instruments, it's because they're watching us. Salsa was because in New York, you from Harlem, in Harlem was the only place, like the white people wouldn't allow these Afro-Cubans, especially the ones that were dark, they were treated like shit in New York. Like Celia Cruz always talks about how the only time she ever got respect was when she was around Black Americans. Mario Bauza. The reason why Machito was always the person who created salsa. He always fought against the term Latin jazz. He said, "What is Latin?" He said this Afro. Afro didn't mean African. Afro meant the American
Not
with the
at all.
Afro. Afro-American is music. So Machito always said it was the black people that made him feel welcome. Celia Cruz, it was the black people. Tito Puente, he looked up to Max Roach, the American drummer. He played American drums before he went back and played Latin timbales. He started out on the American drum set trying to sound like Max Roach. So that generation, you have the swing generation, and then a generation right after that for Latins, you get the people who are influenced by Charlie Parker and Bird, Dizzy and Bird for bebop. And then out of bebop, you get bossa nova, you get Latin jazz, you get all that stuff comes out of bebop because they're watching us. Boogaloo was them watching our rock and roll. When it comes to all of their music, even through now, what is Bad Bunny? Bad Bunny is just a Puerto Rican who was watching Black American rap. He wasn't watching his Puerto Rican
just like
ancestors.
Daddy Yankee.
Daddy Yankee was watching Black Americans. You see how it goes?
Right.
That's why their music doesn't evolve. That's why they've been playing the same tired-ass drum beat for 30 years. Because they're focusing on us and not evolving their own shit.
Definitely makes sense because, like I said, like that old like salsa music, like what's the name? The Queen of Salsa,
Celia Cruz
from Cuba. Exactly, Celia Cruz. I remember like when I was younger, I remember like they old OGs playing that music, and it had like had a rhythm to it, and compared to the joint today, like that, I'm like, I just be like, oh, I don't even know what happened to them, bro. Like real talk, and it's like, it was way better than the mariachi Mexican music.
Yeah, because it was Black American. I'm sorry, brother. I got like a bunch of missed calls I didn't realize I missed. But thanks for giving us a call.
I know, you know it.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Anybody that got a disagreement, call in. All of their music, whether it be in Jamaica, through Jamaica, or through Puerto Rico, is a new generation listening to us and doing their version of what we do. The reason why Pete Rock don't know his music history is because he didn't study his music history. Or if he did, let me take the back. If he knows his music history, I look at him with even less respect. Because if you know your Jamaican forefathers got it from America, why don't you say something? And if you don't know your forefathers got it from America, why not? You don't study your own people? Either way it go, you look crazy to me. Because I study your people. Why don't you study your own people? What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's going on, Dewan? This Haskell, man, calling from Florida.
From Florida. What's on your mind, brother?
Nothing much, man. Just want to say thank you, man. I watch your program all the time. I'm a Jamaican, so I love the education.
Much appreciated.
And I was calling to ask, how would you characterize? Because there is one more iteration of dancehall music. The dancehall music I heard you playing is right around when the digital era began in Jamaican music. It still retained a lot of live instrumentation, but there was one more iteration after that they call raga, which is a little bit more frenetic and high pace, and it's program music, pretty much 100%. Good example would be Buja Banton's song called Batty Rider. And I was wondering your thoughts on that. How would you categorize that music? Because I know you said for reggae, it's still the American drum set. So how would you categorize that final iteration of dancehall?
Let me play it right here in front of you. By Buju Banton.
Yeah.
What you're hearing is the same thing. I mentioned it earlier, but I went over it kind of fast. Let me go back because that's a good question because I went over it, but I went over it fast earlier. As the 80s came, American music went electronic. Not because we wanted it to. It was because our music was forced to go electronic, okay, by the record labels. And so when our music went electronic, what happened? The Jamaican music went electronic too. It was just basically a modernized version. But those electronic instruments, they were originally made here in America. But when that stuff started getting outsourced to Japan in the 70s, in the 60s and the 70s, Japan didn't really start making worthwhile stuff until the 80s for us to use. When they brought it back for us to use in the late 70s into the 80s, that was all given to programmers like Larry Smith. Prince was a major part of that. Stevie Wonder. The programming of the music all was done and perfected here in America. And as it got affected here in America, those same rhythms in Jamaica and other parts of the world, they then started to follow the trend of also using these same type instruments. And a lot of that had to do with the studios saving a hell of a lot of money by not paying 10 musicians, but versus playing one programmer. You save a hell of a lot of money when you do that. You know what I mean? So since the American music sound changed it, Buju Banton went into that. But if you listen to it rhythmically, it's still the same music. It's still rhythmically what they were doing acoustically. It's just an electronic version of what was done. Same difference with house. House music in America is disco. Disco was acoustic. When they killed disco off and took the instruments out, we came out with house. House is a way of doing disco, but with electric instruments. That's what I would say when it comes to what Buju Banton was doing versus what Bam Bam was doing. Bam Bam was doing it. That song was the acoustic version. Buju Banton took the same rhythm and put it on the electric tip, like what Teddy Riley did versus what Mtume did versus what Herbie Hancock did. Same sound, just with the modern instruments.
Beautiful. So yeah, man, I just wanted to say that obviously,
and I like Buju Banton, by the way. And he's a very honest cat. I like Buju. But, well, go.
Yeah, I hear you give him props all the time, but I wanted to say that ska is obviously a derivative of American R&B, right? Mm-hmm. They just slowed it down and they changed the signature a bit. I do want to say though, because somebody was annoying me in the chat, I'm still going to maintain this. I don't know what your position is, but dancehall and raga, to me, calling that a derivative of American music is kind of like calling a modern day typical Egyptian, ancient Egyptian. You know what I'm saying? If you're talking about maybe 3.5% of the DNA from the original is still retained. Like, to me, by the time dancehall and raga comes in, it's a whole. You get what I'm saying?
Here's what it is. It done went through. With raga and dancehall, when we went to the funk and we went to the disco, it was a similar way of remixing funk and disco into an island feel. The reason why we say that's still rooted in American music, because one thing that's always overlooked, and it's overlooked by Americans too often, is the drum set is completely American with zero ties to Africa. So like when we talk about drums, that would be like, to say the drum set is African will be to say a palm tree in LA is African because Africa had trees before LA. The palm tree is a completely different DNA from any tree in Botswana. You know what I mean? The only common bond they got is in trees. But the palm tree in LA is going to be completely different than any tree that they have going on in Botswana or Ethiopia or something like that. You know what I mean? It's fundamentally different. The drum set.
So if you had to put percentages on it, going down the line from ska to lovers rock to rock steady to dancehall to raga, how would you chop them percentages up? You'd say ska is probably like what, 80% American, or, you know?
I would say all of it I would say is 75-80% American. All of them.
One more thing.
Because all of that, just the same reason why 80% of rhythm and blues is blues. Rhythm and blues, like by the time you get to Smokey Robinson, it don't sound, by the time you get to say Keith Sweat, it don't sound nothing like Muddy Waters. But principally what Keith Sweat is doing through his music is the foundation that was laid out through the blues. What's happening rhythmically, melodically goes back to Fats Waller. When you listen to rap is 80% jazz and blues. Although what you hear coming out through Rakim, what you hear coming out with LL Cool J is completely different than what you hear coming out through Louis Jordan. It's all the principles. It's just with Black American music, it evolves and it adds new things, but the core of it, the song structure and the beat, what the drum set completely revolutionized how drums are done around the world. The bass guitar, if anytime, because I always take it back to the instrumentation. If you're using a drum set, bass, keys, guitar, or the electric imitation of those instruments, you're rooted in Black American music, because before the 1950s, not even all Black American music used that setup. You know what I mean? By the time the 1950s came around, somebody, bands, musicians, producers all agreed, this is the sound we're going to use to pull off what we want. So since you're using these core ingredients that revolutionize all music, without that, that's what you're based in. Now, the expression is completely Jamaican. The expression of those instruments, the expression of that's where the Jamaicanness comes from it. And that's why it's the expression that makes it Jamaican. It's the same reason why the expression is a difference between disco. Disco and funk is all rooted in R&B, which is rooted in blues, but the expression of disco has a different expression than funk. But in America in the 70s, it was literally the same band members playing both sounds. Like rock, heavy metal is funkadelic, like revolutionized heavy metal before they even got to funk, before they revolutionized funk, but it's the same band. It's the expression that makes it the difference between the genre.
Yes, sir. Give thanks, man. Again, love it. Love the program. Love the education. And yeah, man, bless us.
Respect to you, brother.
Yeah, man. Later.
Yes, sir. It's the expression, y'all. I remember talking to my father-in-law about being a session musician in the 1960s here in LA when he moved out here from Alabama. And he said that he gave me the breakdown of how he's like, man, most of the session musicians, he said every time Count Basie or Duke Ellington would come to LA, members from their band would get picked off and stay in LA and become studio musicians. And he told me like how he worked in the 60s. He was like, you may have a 7 a.m. country western session. Then you'll have an 11 a.m. Rock and roll music session. And then you'll have a 3 p.m. pop music session. And then a 6 p.m. R&B music session. And then you may have a 9 p.m. blues session. And whether it be the country artist, the pop artist, the R&B artist, it for the most part was the same musicians. Do y'all know that? Your 60s music, you may hear Willie Nelson and then hear B.B. King and then hear the Temptations. And it was the same musicians in the studio doing all of those sounds. Y'all know that? Ain't no real difference in genre. It's all rooted in Black American blues, all of it. Blues and jazz, all of it. That's why Funkadelic could funk and rock. You know, there's a reason why. Let me go here. And again, the music will be left up on Patreon. But it's a reason why this is the same band. Right here.
Red hot mama looking to the city. Fancy dancers and big time spenders.
Funkadelic. That's Funkadelic. Funkadelic. That's the same band playing this. Same band. From that. That's the same band. That's the same band. Listen to this arpeggio at the end. This is the same band. Cosmic Slop. This is the biggest influence on hip hop right here. Listen to this arpeggio right here. That's the same band that played, same album. This is the Hardcore Jollies album by Funkadelic. Same album. From rock to funk.
You got funk, you got style. You're funkin' and your style all wild.
Same band. Maggot Brain, motherfucker. That's on the same album as this. Same album. See, while people are fighting over genres, it's all blues and jazz. It's all blues. It's all blues. Same album. Who Says a Funk Band Can't Rock? Can't play dance music. Who says a rock band can't play funk music? Who says a funk band can't play rock? We gonna dance into. Same band. But you see how much we changed the beat up when it comes to our music? It's all from the same sound. I'm going to get right to you, Carter. Give me 1 second. It's all from the same sound while they're going around with this same goddamn tired ass beat. Do, 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 do. They played the do. In reggaeton, in Puerto Rican reggaeton, we come up with these beats like Groove Alliance from Funkadelic. We'll have the same beat, but we'll change it up. You get this. I'll get right to you, caller. We got that, and then we'll take that. Like, that was the Funkadelic. I think that was Tiki Forward on drums. You'll take that from 1977, and then in 1981, make it even funkier. And then Kendrick take that same beat, evolution of Black American music. We some geniuses, nigga. What's up, caller? What's the name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Dewan? This your boy Trey, man, calling out of Brooklyn, New York, man.
Trey, what's on your mind, my brother?
Hey, I got a question, man. I hear you playing some cuts, man, some old school cuts. So is it safe to say that the so-called heavy metal rock derived from our rock and roll ancestors?
Yeah. Hey, what you got to realize? When heavy metal came out, everybody was trying to sound like Muddy Waters on guitar. Let's make that very clear. Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf. Muddy Waters was the person that made the reason why the wah-wah pedal was even invented was so people could sound like Muddy, because Muddy knew how to make the guitar wah-wah without a pedal. And when the late 60s came, Grateful Dead and all that stuff, the technology got better. Now you're getting these distorted amps. And Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, all these groups were taken from black artists. They were all taken from the blues. All that shit is grounded in the blues. And then when Jimi Hendrix came, Jimi Hendrix is the one that really codified how heavy metal was going to sound. But Jimi Hendrix, just like the Grateful Dead, they were both trying to sound like Muddy Waters. And then from Jimi Hendrix, he set off a new thing. Funkadelic went from being a doo-wop band to a rock band. So Billy Bates, rest in peace, who just passed away, Eddie Hazel. When you're dealing with Kiss, Aerosmith, Journey, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Motley Crue, they're all trying to sound like Funkadelic. And it was the industry that was basically like, yeah, Funkadelic. And I learned this just through watching documentaries with George Clinton, because I've seen all of his documentaries. He talks very openly about how they basically stopped paying him. They're like, yeah, no, your black ass can't do this shit no more. Go play that nigga music. Go play that funk. They basically, the industry.
I think one thing you was doing when you talking about how the boys get down on electric guitar. So I know Papa Roach, The Last Resort, they was getting down on electric guitar. And I want you to dissect that down and whenever you can. But I got one more question for you, man.
Go ahead.
Is your cousin TC from Fruit Town, was my boy, rest in peace?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to hang on. I got a girlfriend from over there. Hey, and you relate to Nina Boy too?
Yeah, it's my cousin.
Yeah, I know. It's ACC. He believes in, right?
Who? Oh, CC Cruz. I think his dad. I think CC's.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think his dad was, but my aunt, his mom, nah, she FBA. Both of them mom is my aunt. They my first cousins.
I got a lot of peoples over there, man. I stayed out there. I stayed in the Pueblos, and I frequently visit over there in the Fruit Town.
So you know I got a bunch of certified cousins.
Yeah. hey, Dewan, salute.
Yes, sir. You have a good one.
One.
Yeah. Yeah, to my cousin. I love my cousin, man. Salute to Nina Boy. That's my first cousin. Nina Boy is my first cousin, not a distant cousin. First cousin. His mama is my aunt, my daddy's sister. And rest in peace to my cousin Cece. I'm not gonna give y'all his street name, cause my cousins done did some real shit that I don't know all they done did, what they done did to. So I ain't from the street. So I zip it. I don't know nothing. When my cousins was in them streets, I was not with them. I was in college. Any gangbangers out there? While my cousins was doing their thing, I was a square. I was in school, like, teacher, when is the next test, please? I wasn't into none of that. I went to my cousin's funeral and was like, damn, cousin. I done heard some stories. But Cuzzo left it. One thing I appreciate with my cousins, Nina Boy and his brother and everybody, they left me out of all that shit. You know what I mean? They did their thing over there. And when they came around us, we wasn't none of that shit. And when we came around them, it was nothing but love. But did today make sense to y'all? Did today make sense? And I mentioned Muddy and the reason why I mentioned Muddy and Holland and all them is because Chess Records had the furthest reach. Now it doesn't start with Muddy and Howlin' Wolf. You had Robert Johnson, you had Albert King, you had Buddy Guy, you had what's his name? Memphis Slim is another one. P.D. Wheatstraw, not the P.D. Wheatstraw from the 70s. That because when people hear P.D. Wheatstraw, they think of what's his name? Of Dolomite. No. The original P.D. Wheatstraw from the 1930s. Yeah, P.D. Wheatstraw. And the guitar's our instrument. Bo Diddley. We don't want, that's our instrument. You know what I mean? That's our instrument. That we master, that's our shit. Now, there's a white face on the guitar these days. They put a white face on it since the 80s. But no, all that stuff go back to back then. Just Chess Records had the furthest reach. So most people point towards the people out of Chess Records because Chess Records are the ones, the blues out of the Memphis wasn't getting to Europe. Chess Records was the first blues label to, remember there was no Spotify back then. Labels had to be printed and shipped. And there had to be deals. So Chess Records was the first one to have deals with the UK to get their records printed in the UK. And that's why the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Elton John, all those European acts, they didn't get to hear Albert King until they got to America. Now, once they got to America, they heard Albert King, P.D. Wheatstraw, and all that other stuff. But in Europe, the only thing they heard was the Chess Records guys. Okay? Yeah, T-Bone Walker. But I got a whole history of I got 100 years of history course, 100 years of Black American music course that's on my Patreon. That's 8 classes breaking down 100 years of recorded Black American music. Y'all got all that's on my Patreon Music University. Goes into much. I didn't give y'all nothing today. I didn't give y'all anything. This is what I did today was light work. This is off the top of my head. This ain't, when it comes to my classes on Patreon, you get a study guide and you get notes and you get a bibliography. You get references. It goes a hell of a lot more deeper on Patreon. What I did now was just off the top of my head. You join my Patreon, it's gonna be like this. This is the Patreon class, y'all. This is where we ended the last class. This is how comprehensive and deep we get on Patreon. This is a typical. This is what we're working on Patreon right here. Precursors. We break it down like this over on Patreon. It's the reason why y'all spend $40 a month, because I'm putting in 10 times the work over there. What y'all get here on YouTube is off the top of my head. But this was the last class over on Patreon. I'm not giving y'all all the slides because people paid for it. But y'all see what we doing over there on Patreon right here. Y'all see what we doing. All right. This nigga Larry Smith. That nigga Larry Smith look like Big John with veneers. Salute to you, brother. Yeah, John Lee Hooker, all that. Easy. He said Patreon definitely worth it. Yeah. Yeah, for those of you who want to do deep dives, that's what we do over on Patreon. All right. We got 5 more classes, 4 more, maybe 5, because I thought I was going to do 10. So far, the history of R&B went from 10 classes to 11, because I had to split class number 7 in 2. And we're going to do that the following Sunday after Super Bowl. We're going to do class number 8, 9, and 10, 11. And then we're going to take a break. And then we're going to go back and do a history of jazz course But in the meantime, I got all my courses up over there. So if you join Patreon, if you join the Patreon Music University tier and go to collections, in collections, that's where I have all the other classes. You got about 20 hours, 25 hours of course materials to go over. So if you join Patreon today, you got a long way to catch up. All right? Thank y'all again for listening. And remember, there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. This is our shit. And since they don't want to give us credit, we got to give ourselves credit. All right? Have a good one.